today on 15 on 15.
Much like international hubs around the globe, Aruba might soon have its own airport hotel. Plus, Aruba's various tourism entities meet on the topic of the local certification program. And meet Chabeli Cruz, a local high school graduate that decided to dedicate a year to charity work.
Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. At most international airports around the globe, an airport hotel is quite common. It is the perfect accommodation for those on short business trips, on a layover, or when flight has been canceled. Currently in Aruba, the majority of hotels are a 15-minute drive from the Reina Beatrix International Airport, but this could soon be changing because a group of investors from Venezuela and the United States are currently on the island to present a plan for a boutique hotel besides our local airport.
The days when few travelers stayed in airport hotels have gone. Nowadays, hotels located near major airports enjoy more visitors due to quality customer service and reasonable prices. Apart from that, there are more factors which make an increasing number of travelers book an airport hotel. These include the proximity to the airport, saving money on transportation, saving time and hassle. Currently, a property next to the local airport has been acquired by Venezuelan and American investors who are planning to construct a boutique hotel. Since Aruba does not serve as a hub for international destinations, the main purpose of this 120-room project is to accommodate those who either have trouble with their flight or are on a business trip. Even though the plan has been approved by the Ministry of Tourism and international investors, the Department of Infrastructure and the Firefighter Department must look over the plans for all safety measures before construction can begin. This project will also serve as a location for car rental companies around the island who do not have a spot at the airport. Currently, there are over 40 car rental businesses, from which only 9 are located at Reina Beatrix.
If all goes to plan, Aruba could be seeing its first airport hotel as soon as the end of 2017. Moving forward, the large-scale Green Corridor project on the island has just hit a new milestone. This week, Aruba's Prime Minister Mike Amon had the honor to pour the first section of asphalt for this 4-lane highway.
The Green Corridor is the biggest project to have taken place in Aruba. Currently under construction for over a year now, the 4-lane highway will begin at the airport and reach all the way to San Nicolas. It will include a linear park, a new bridge over Spans Lagoon, and a cycling lane. The Green Corridor is a project that many governments have talked about, but because of its complications, that has never happened. Now, for this current government, this has been made a priority from the start. Since the job market is most frequently on the northern side of the island, it will facilitate traffic in the morning hours for those going to work and in the evening for those who head back to the San Nicolas region. With the pouring of asphalt this week, the Green Corridor has stepped into a new phase of the project. The Prime Minister of Aruba states that he sees the 4-lane highway halfway done within the next 2 months.
Another project that goes hand in hand with the Green Corridor is the brand new seaport in the Barcadera region. This much-awaited undertaking was recently inaugurated, where a big international partner was welcomed.
This week, Port Amsterdam confirmed that they will be partnering with Aruba for the further development of the local ports authority. However, they would like to focus on the progress of the harbor in the downtown Oranjestad area.
The harbor in Oranjestad is the initiation back in the last century of dreams of many Arubans that Aruba one day would become an autonomous nation, that Aruba one day will be connected to the world, that Aruba one day will have a position in which it can secure the well-being of all its citizens. The dream of infrastructure in Aruba was always connected with the well-being of our citizens. It was not connected just to beautiful architectural hardware buildings. It was always connected to development, to opportunity for our people. And the fact that we have now the opportunity to further develop our harbor in Oranjestad because we have the open space to connect it to the city, to connect it to neighborhoods, really creates the opportunity for us to connect economic development and well-being of our citizens.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break.
When we come back from the break, Aruba's certification program is addressed.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. The Aruba Certification Program is an educational program designed for every single person working in the tourism industry. Since this is a fairly new project, the various tourism entities meet on a consistent basis to discuss the faults and strengths of this training. From the latest feedback, the Aruba Certification Program has seen a lack of participation from certain hotels and hope to come to a solution for this issue.
The Aruba Certification Program, or Mi Compromiso con Aruba, helps employees of the tourism industry enhance their knowledge on the product Aruba. They focus on excellence in service, all while considering a sustainable future. The 27-hour-long training consists of tourism, sustainability, the Aruban product, excellence in service, communication, attitude, and an island tour to top it off. With the latest feedback of the current training, the various Aruban tourism entities came together to discuss its weaker points.
Well, it's basically part of the overall program to improve the revenue per available room. That's a comprehensive list of recommendations, one of which is that it was agreed that the industry would attempt to move to 100% participation by its associates within 2 years. And we're moving towards that goal, but not as fast as everyone would like. And so the meeting this morning was basically to try and determine how to move forward.
Although the feedback has mostly been positive, several hotels are not entirely participating due to logistic issues. Mr. Heppel states that improving locations may be the best way to solve the issue.
The problem has been that you're not just talking about a 3-hour segment away from the property, you're talking about the time the person has to take to get there, the time the person has to take to get back, all kinds of other logistical issues. And whilst there are some hotels, Manchivo, for example, La Cabana, have got 100% participation already, others have found that it's more difficult to work with their staff, and that's what we were just talking about today, that it would be good if we could move the location of the training into one of the hotels rather than have the staff have to move away from the property. And we were talking about ways that could be achieved.
On another note, if you have used WhatsApp messaging today, you should have seen a message saying messages you send to chat and calls are secured with end-to-end encryption. What that means is nobody, not police, hackers, and not even WhatsApp itself, can read the conversations between you and your contacts.
WhatsApp says it's now using a powerful form of encryption to protect the security of photos, videos, group chats, and voice calls, in addition to the text messages sent by its more than 1 billion users around the globe. The popular service owned by Facebook began applying end-to-end encryption to standard messages sent on Android smartphones in 2014. After gradually expanding to other formats, WhatsApp confirmed Tuesday that its encryption now works with all forms of communication on its app for Android, iPhones, Apple iPhones, and other devices.
I hope this was able to clear up that confusion. We'll be back with more English news right after a quick commercial break.
After the break, find out the best way to spend a gap year.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. For many students around the globe, taking a gap year after graduating high school can be an ideal choice. Taking a year off can have numerous benefits, but typically the two most commonly cited reasons are a desire for increased self-awareness and to address academic burnout. This is exactly what Aruba's 2015 Best Student of the Year did. Her name is Chabeli Cruz, and she is taking 365 days to give back to her community and to communities around the world.
For as long as she can remember, Chabeli has been extremely focused on her academic life, always striving not only to be the top of her class at local high school Colegio Urbano, but also top of her school. By senior year, Miss Cruz had graduated with the highest scores on the island. But instead of opting for a prestigious university, Chabeli decided to dedicate her following 12 months to charity work around the globe.
I went first to Holland. My sister lives there. I thought, because Holland is an obvious choice when you think about going to school, so I thought, I'd go there, I'd check it out, see if I actually like living there. So I was in Rotterdam for about 6 months, and when I was in Rotterdam, I went to France, because I took 3 years of French in school, and I thought it'd be a good idea to see if I could use it in practice. So in France, I was living with a host family, and there, together with the father, I did some community work. They have this thing called Banque Alimentaire there. So I was living in a super tiny village, like with cows everywhere and sheep everywhere. So it was like an authentic French experience, I would say. And basically the heart of the village is this huge, huge supermarket. And then every Christmas season, they give back to the community and they do the Banque Alimentaire. So I helped there. And afterwards, I came back to Aruba, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna continue with doing community service. Like, I like it, it's something that empowers me. And I said, for my birthday, I'm gonna organize beach cleanup. And afterwards, I went to Bangladesh, which was like the highlight of my entire gap year. My uncle works with his best friend. His best friend is from Bengali descent, and his father was a very known doctor there because he came up with a cure for river blindness, which was this huge, prevalent issue in his time. So I think in his legacy, his name is Dr. Shahid Aziz. He organized this nonprofit organization called Smile Bangladesh, where they operate for free, basically like a Doctors Without Borders, and they operate for free on children, especially children, with cleft lips, so that's like the opening of the lip, and cleft palate, which is a very big social issue there.
Parents, teachers, and friends alike often worry when they hear the word gap year. The most common concern are future academics, safety, and financials. But in retrospect, Chabeli is glad she took the leap.
Usually you go through 6 years of school, 12 years of school, and then you're so worked up. In my case, I was so worked up. I needed a break, and this break fueled me so much and made me so excited. When you see the world and meet people and actually listen to what people have to say and learn from them, you realize that there's so much more out there in the world that you could do, and it makes you so excited to start your new study. So.
And for those youngsters who are contemplating to take a year off, Chabeli says it can be a wonderful experience as long as you plan it right.
My advice